So let's go ahead and use what we did on the previous slide where we saw that, cosine of theta equals the dot product of vectors a and b over the magnitude of a times b. So starting off with a, we've got u is 6, 2 and v is -4, 3. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just plug in all the pieces. Instead of a and b, we're just working with u and v. So cosine of theta, we clearly need to solve and find that angle. That is equivalent or equals 6, 2 dot -4, 3. We'll come back to that in a second and do the dot product. We're just going to write this down. And then the magnitude of 6, 2 times the magnitude of -4, 3. Once again, the magnitude can be found by doing the dot product of it by itself, like to itself. So looking at the numerator, 6 times -4, doing the dot product, that gives us -24 plus 2 times 3, that's 6. And then over, it's the square root of 6 squared plus 4 squared. Oops. That's what we did in the prior. And then the square root of -4 squared plus 3 squared. So what I guess is I don't need the magnitude signs anymore. We just need a multiplication sign once we put that in. Sorry about that. You can leave that there till the next step, but the next step they'll go away. So on the numerator we have -18, and the denominator is root 40 times root 25, which -18 over root 40 can be simplified to 2 root 10, and then 25 is just 5. So that gives us -18 over 10 root 10. If we can simplify that more, we can take a 2 out of both. That gives us -9 over 5 root 10. And that is equivalent, we are not done, to, once again, we have that cosine theta. How do we get rid of that? Well, I would go ahead, find the decimal, take the inverse cosine in your calculator, and you will get theta to equal approximately 124.7 degrees, and that's the angle between those two vectors for A. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do another, just in case. Let me minimize this. And then, so for B, let's draw a line out. We'll use this whole side. B, we've got vector u equals 3, 1, and vector v equals 3, -3. Cosine theta equals the dot product of u and v over the magnitude of u times the magnitude of v. Dot product of u and v, that's 3 times 3 plus 1 times -3 over the magnitude of u is, let's see, the square root of 3 squared plus 1 squared, that's the square root of 10, times, was that 3 squared plus 3 squared, that's 18. So we get 9 minus 3 is 6 over root 10 and root 18. Root 10 we can't do anything to. 18 we can change it to 9 and 2. Then you get 3 root 2. That can simplify down into 2, so you have 2 over root 20, which you can then take out a 4, or a square root of 4 out, which gives you a 2. So 2 over 2 root 5, and you end up with just 1 over root 5 equals cosine theta. Then you have to go ahead, take the inverse cosine, oops, and you get theta to equal approximately 63.4 degrees. And that is the angle between vector u and vector v. And that's it for this video.